Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrew, and I am the CEO and one of the co-founders of A-Trader. Years back, I wanted my mom to buy shares in the first ever company to list on the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange. And we repeated this exercise several times. From these initial purchases, we made over 1,000% in profit. Now, we didn't become millionaires overnight, but we did make a significant amount of money. And it really led me to ask the question, why aren't more people engaged in this type of activity when there is passive income to be made? And the reality, after doing some research, is that across Africa, there are over 500 million people financially underserved. In Tanzania, we have over half of the adult population with savings, but over 80% of them do not have a bank account. Now, in most countries in Africa, a bank account is your gateway to other financial services. And what this means is that people are unable to plan for their future. They're unable to plan for their retirement. They're unable to access essential financial services. What we learned from COVID-19 is that we're not ready for financial economic shocks because we don't have mechanisms to actually create financial safety nets. And this is where A-Trader comes in. We're creating and empowering local African communities to actually build healthy financial lives for themselves and their families. And we're doing this in three ways. We're helping people to manage their finances. We're helping them to recover from unexpected emergencies by enabling them to plan for their retirement, build healthy, build financial safety nets, and we're enabling them to build long-term financial stability for themselves and their families. And how this works is we're providing first and foremost financial education. This is the foundation that you need to actually plan your personal financial future, and from there, then enabling people to access current investment opportunities and really take advantage of what is available in the market today. We have a big focus on security. So this really underpins our whole service offering, and we're very much conscious and aware of this. And we also are partnered with local brokers who essentially, they are licensed and regulated by the authorities. We are the technical partner. We are targeting the middle class in Africa. Now, this is a sizable population. So to begin with, we're going to be looking for early adopters. And what that means is that we're going after people who are urban-based, have disposable income, have either access to the internet or a mobile phone, and are looking to really access these type of services. And most of them will be owning some type of business or be working professionals. Now, across Africa in 2019, there was over $60 billion worth of transactions in the capital markets. $750 million came from Tanzania. So there is a lot of value. And this is what we want to unlock for our customers, for our users. And we also want to pair this with the culture that we already have in Africa of savings in groups. How we make money is from commissions on transactions. We revenue share with our broker partner. We also have value-added services. So we have a freemium model. It allows people to trade for free, but when they want to now access additional services is when we put them onto our subscription models. And the beauty of this type of business is you do not need to have a lot of customers to really be sustainable and profitable. What we are looking at over the next 3 years is to really scale to East Africa. The infrastructure across East Africa is integrated. It means scaling doesn't necessarily need you to have a huge physical presence in all countries that we're going to go to. This is really going to help us in terms of accessing a wider consumer base. This is how our journey really started. Myself, as a consumer, I saw a lot of problems, a lot of challenges in terms of the current model that still exists today, but we also talked to other people. We asked them, what are your problems? What are your needs? And really the one thing that came out of these conversations was people were not necessarily looking 100% to access capital markets. They were looking for different ways to make money. They were looking for different ways to earn more. And this is where A-Trader is going. We're going to become a universal investment super app, and we're going to enable people to earn money in a myriad of ways. Right now already, we are we have visitors to our platform, and those visitors are actually accessing our platform. They're getting educational information in terms of understanding how much money they can make from bonds, in terms of understanding a few processes that already currently exist. We're going to be adding to these tools over the next 1 month, enabling people to understand how to make money from dividends. You know, what did they actually earn? These are really important questions that people right now don't have answers to. Competition across the continent is really good. There's some really great apps out there. They're doing really well, but we're different in terms of what we really want to allow people. First and foremost is anyone using any device should be able to access our platform. And then we want to enable people to access a diverse range of investment options. So partnering with other financial institutions and enabling groups to really be a part of this process as well. We've got a great team. It's over 40 years of experience. I'm an entrepreneur myself. I'm a mentor to other startups, tech startups, as a business consultant. Fadila is an HR expert with an MBA. Kenneth is the first legal officer for the Capital Markets Securities Authority, has a wealth of knowledge in capital markets, and Michael is a cybersecurity expert. We're having our senior developer CTO onboarding actually in the next week, hopefully before Christmas. We'll have finished that process, and we're also having Innovate Hub really outsourcing some of their great team to enable us to get online in time. We also have a great group of advisors. Calvin is a Y Combinator alumni. Eric is a renowned investor across Africa and in the US. Patrick was formerly the business development manager for the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange, is now part of the Tanzania Institute of Bankers. And Jason has the capital markets background from Wall Street. So we're really in good hands, especially with LabEight, really helping to accelerate the process of us going forward. We're raising a pre-seed round. This is essentially to help us post-launch to enable platform development, enable to bolster our network and security infrastructure, as well as really start what is called our HISA campaign. HISA means shares in Kiswahili, to enable us to really go out there and talk to people, get them involved in this process of earning them supplementary and passive income. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem we have in Africa, I think Michael talked about it, you know, it's generations of Africans who have been locked into poor financial choices. This is a real problem that is happening today. We have the ability to change this cycle and to create a cycle of actually enabling people to take advantage of whatever meager earnings they may grow that income and create a stable financial future for themselves and for their families. So thank you so much for your time today, and I welcome any questions.
Thank you, Andrew. Great presentation as always. So as we wait for audience Q&As, I have one question for you. How can people benefit from using A-Trader, and what type of investment products are actually available on the platform as of now?
Okay. Yeah, so the first thing that we really trying to do is to educate people. So we know people have disposable income, not just in Tanzania, across Africa. We know that people have savings. So we want to be able to educate them how to utilize these savings better, how to make the most of them to actually grow their earnings. And then the second thing is really enabling people to access available investment opportunities. So, for example, in Tanzania, in the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange, just in the last 1 year, we've had 2 companies which have doubled their market capitalization. So the value of those companies are actually doubled. The last one just in the last few weeks. We have companies which are providing dividends, which are over 10%, you know, what we call dividend yield, so over 10% of the share price. So those are really huge opportunities that a lot of people are not aware of, and these are the type of opportunities we want to be able to pipeline to, you know, ordinary Africans across the continent.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew.
I've got a question for you from Ali. If I understand, you are saving consumers without any bank account. You are serving consumers without any bank account. How do they usually send you the money? Do they open a bank account with you and deposit the money? Are you providing banking services?
Great question, Ali. It's something I actually neglected to mention, which is that we're providing these services regardless of whether or not you have a bank account. So in Tanzania, over 65% of the population actually use what is called mobile money. And this allows you to have a wallet on your mobile phone to send money to other people who are also connected to the network, regardless of which telecom operator you're using. And it also allows transactions. So a lot of transactions, not just in Tanzania, but across East Africa, across Africa, and right now being done using mobile money.
I've got a question for you. Something we always talk about is security. I think one of the main questions people always ask, and this is something that we always talk about, and I would love it if you could expand on that subject, is cybersecurity. You're dealing with people's money. How can you ensure that it's safe? How do you deal with problems that may and probably will occur in the future?
Yeah, for sure. So this is something really critical and important to us. The first thing that we did was bring on board Michael Pacheco. Michael is an expert in cybersecurity, very conversant with security auditing and penetration testing. His primary role is to really bring us up to speed in terms of payment card industry data security standards. This is the body that oversees people like Visa, American Express, as well as international standard organizations, IT security standards. So what that essentially means is that we will be at banking grade level and at the level of most financial institutions across the world. And this is how we are creating our security infrastructure. And as time goes on, we will definitely be adding additional team members to aid in areas of fraud detection, as well as be introducing algorithms which can better enable us to really have a very, very robust platform. So these are artificial intelligence algorithms in terms of detecting, not just fraud, but also any security issues that may come up.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Rohan.
No, I was just gonna explain the follow-on question from Ali. He's just asking if is PayPal a competitor, and does PayPal provide similar services such as sending money to friends?
What it is that through a trader, you will be able to transact by paying using mobile money, but we do not actually carry the network that allows you to do that. We do not actually oversee the infrastructure that allows those transactions. So that infrastructure is overseen by the telcos. That infrastructure is overseen by payment gateway providers, who will also be, as a third party, providing us with, enabling us to process those transactions. So the main infrastructure that we are concerned with is the one which allows people to actually access the different investment opportunities, and that's really our core service offering.
Andrew, I've got a question from Edward. Andrew, as capital markets continue to mature in Tanzania and the rest of Africa, it seems there'd be an element of sourcing investment opportunities for clients. What sort of due diligence process would be in place to size up investment opportunities that would be added to the platform?
Yeah, great question. Currently, one of the things that we're doing is really trying to partner with organizations, financial institutions that are regulated. So they are beholden to capital markets authorities, they are beholden to reserve banks of their respective countries. And what this means is that they really do a lot of the vetting process in terms of looking over the investment opportunities. So one of the initiatives that we're looking to implement is really to create tailored investments in partnership with our brokers. So these are investments which from day one are vetted by the Capital Market Securities Authority. It goes through quite a rigid regulatory process before that can actually go on board. So the first thing is that we're making sure is to have investment products which have gone through that rigid process and that are actually approved by the Capital Market Securities Authority. And that includes also some of the fintech partners who we're bringing on board who have really, really great investment products.
Awesome. So a question from Idi. He's asking, why will someone invest through A-Trader and not choose to use their money on betting platforms or quick money and returns? And this kind of leads into his second question is, what is your target market?
Yeah, great questions. So I think the thing is that what a trader is first of all enabling people to understand is the opportunity that are available and how you can access this opportunity. And we're going to really be educating people in terms of these opportunities. So betting is a really huge business across all of Africa. In Tanzania, we've seen 18 to 35 age group, mostly male, who are very much engaged in this process. You know, there's one company which is making, I think, about $1 million a week just from the income from betting. This is a constituency. This is a customer segment which we can definitely speak to and try to enable them to understand that there are other avenues and other ways to make money, and that we all know, I think, that there's no such thing as get rich quick. So that's definitely one of the key activities that we're going to be engaged in, is really going out there and talking to people and speaking to them about how they can actually make money and how they can do that through a trader. Our target our target market is people who are working professionals, urban-based. They may or may not own a small or micro enterprise. They have some form of disposable income. Usually they will be in the age range. We are looking at 30 to 65 years old. And they will own a mobile phone and normally engage in mobile money transactions. And these really are people who they're looking for avenues to earn more, to grow their income. And we are already speaking to that constituency. We're already going out there and doing what we call investment seminars. So we're going to different companies, talking to their employees. And this is really helping to get the word out and slowly get early adopters and get people on board.
Awesome. One more question from Tariq. He's asking, do other retail investing platforms operate in Tanzania?
Right. So thanks for that question, Tariq. There were some, and at the moment, what has happened is the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange has launched sort of a quasi investment platform. It's been really interesting to see their launch because they were able to get a lot of users very, very quickly, and they're still onboarding quite a lot of users. So there's a really huge hunger for this. But generally, most of our competitors are based outside of Tanzania. South Africa, Nigeria are the primary, well, I would say the primary competitors. Kenya, Uganda have one platform in those countries each, and Egypt is where there is probably, I would say, the biggest online trading platform. But in Tanzania, for now, we will be, in terms of the service offering and the service profile we have, we will really be the only player.
Awesome. There aren't any more questions. Well, thank you, Andrew, for your presentation, and thank you for the audience for the questions as well. So I'd like to give it up for all the founders presenting today. Great job, everyone, and thank you again to the audience for your participation. It was a great session of demos. I feel everyone has done a great job in the presentation. So I'll now pass it off to Ahmed, who will say some final words.
I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. This was our inaugural and first demo day. It's been an extremely exciting 3 months. When we first started earlier in the year, and we kind of kicked off LabEight Africa, we had hundreds of startups. We went through hundreds of interviews. And when we met these 4 founders that we have today, we just knew that they are the type of founders that we want to work with, and they represent the future of, of what we're trying to achieve here and what they're trying to achieve here in Africa and globally. I just want to say thank you again for everyone. I want to say thank you to the founders for all the time that they've spent and all the hours. I want to thank Rohan and Samir for spending the tens and tens of hours every week with our founders. It all starts here. This was just the beginning. And then now I think as we progress, We're going to be spending more time to make sure that their products are launched and scale, and we help them scale and kind of achieve the results that they want. I also want to introduce you and to the LabEight Africa team: Rohan, Samir, Jason, Joy, Emmanuel. So guys, from all of us, we want to thank you. Have a lovely rest of the day, rest of the month, and a beautiful new year. So thanks everyone. And just one last applause for the founders. Thank you, Michael, for joining us. And have a lovely day and year.